In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Zapier to find an existing project in your ProcessKit account so that in a subsequent step in the Zap, that project can be updated. Now, in this example, in my ProcessKit account, I already have a project that uses the text example project as the title. So that already exists, and I'm going to demonstrate how we can find that project in a Zap so that we can later update it. Now, in these examples, I've been using Slack as the trigger for the Zaps, and that's just an example. Of course, there are like 1,000 other apps that you could use, but in this example, I'm going to start with a message that I posted into a Slack account, and then I want to get the text from that message and search my ProcessKit account for any existing projects that use that text as the title. So I have added Slack as the trigger for this Zap, and I've connected my Slack account, and I selected the channel in that Slack account that this Zap is going to look for new messages posting to. And then finally, we're going to get some test data. So I have already posted this message into this channel that I called example, and the message says example project. So let's get that. I think it's the first one. Yep. So that's the example project message that I posted into Slack. We're going to make sure that that is selected as the test data. So now we can continue on in setting up this Zap. So now let's use ProcessKit, and we are going to scroll down, and near the bottom here under search, you can click find a project. So we're going to select that. I'm going to select my ProcessKit account that I have connected. And now for the project title, we want to use the text that was posted to Slack. And again, Slack is just an example. This text can come from any app that you're using. But under this heading from the Slack app from step 1, I want to grab the text value. So whatever text was inputted, that's what will be used. Now, this is an optional thing. If this project doesn't exist, if we don't have a project that uses the same text, in this example, that text is example project. If that project doesn't exist in ProcessKit, then we can check this box and then have that new project automatically created if it doesn't exist yet. If you don't want to create a new project, then you can leave that unchecked. But if you do check it, then you can configure some additional fields. These are all the same as if you were creating a new project from a Zap. For now, let's just leave that one off, because I only want to update a project if that project exists. So we're going to continue. Now, as I showed earlier, we already do have a project in the ProcessKit account that is called example project. So if we test this, it should find this project. Now, something to keep in mind is the text has to match it exactly, right? So you can't have any extra spaces, you can't misspell it. I don't believe it is case sensitive, but it's probably a good idea to try and make sure that you're setting it up with case sensitivity. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do this test, and it says that it was successful because it did find a project that matches that text. And you can see here that this is the title of the project that it found, and the ID is here. So later on, we can use that ID in future steps, like if we want to update that project, like change its name or update some custom fields on it or create some tasks on it, anything like that. Now that we've found it, we can create additional steps in this Zap to make changes to that project. And I'm going to show you those in separate videos.